are talking reSURGEnce again. This is Reverend Dennis Dillon. And again, we are in Durban, South Africa. What a wonderful, lovely place to be. The sea breeze, the boardwalk is just a wonderful experience. But we're here for reSURGEnce 2025, and I'm here with our co-convener, the city manager of the city of Durban, the eThekwini municipality, and Musa Mbhele. God bless you. Good to see you. I just want to greet you, sir, and then we want to talk about this exciting conference that just ended.
Thank you very much, Reverend Dillon. I'm so excited about the second leg of reSURGEnce that is ongoing, and the engagements have been so fruitful, and the results are there for everyone to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting because we've had these 2 days. What I really love is the blending of the speakers between those from Durban and KZN and those from around South Africa, and then those around Africa, and those from the United States and the Caribbean. This synergy is just, it's important, it's exciting, it's uplifting. What are your sense as to where we need to go with this?
Yeah, this is a movement for the economic empowerment of our people. We've been talking about policies, we've been talking about the codes, the empowerment codes, the legislation, but we've never quite gotten it right. It is important now that we must ensure that there's this mass creation of wealth to the benefit of all who work to become empowered economically. So the wealth of experience that has been shown by speakers from other parts of the world, the continent of Africa and from the city, has really convinced all of us who are part of this conference that this vision is alive. It's a question of us of just tying in the loose ends and ensure that our people continue to be empowered.
Awesome. And Durban is clearly a city on the rise. I'm pretty confident that given another 10, 20 years, maybe Durban will probably be one of the top cities in Africa.
Yes.
How do we get there? What are some of the specific things, takeaways from the conference, of course, but just in terms of the city's strategy to kind of move Durban in that direction? I know you probably sit at number 3 in South Africa now, but the reality is that this is like an oasis that not that many people know about yet.
Yeah, look, the first thing to do is to ensure that we develop the world-class infrastructure. It's a program that we've started many years ago. In the next 3 years, we are going to be spending about 9 billion rands upgrading our infrastructure for water, roads, electricity. Once you have the world-class infrastructure, you then can be able to go to any part of the world and say, well, come here, invest in this city. Your investment will be safe here. We are serious about issues of security. We also want to sell Durban is the epicenter for the empowerment of the people in the mother continent and in the diaspora. That's why we are saying with the reSURGEnce being here, this is the battle of ideas about how to do this, which has not quite materialized in most parts of the world. And we are saying all the specialists, all the people, but not only at a very high strategic level. It must also be coupled with bankable business plans and clear targets, outputs about how we are going to do this big empowerment program.
It's interesting because as you talk about Durban being the epicenter, the birthing place, the place of rising, if you will, I'm thinking about Jerusalem. And I remember years ago, Billy Graham made a statement that Jerusalem was the foundation of the early rain revival, and he was aligning when he came to do the New York Crusades, that New York was that center for the Latter Day Revival. So it's exciting to think of Durban as that epicenter or that springboard, if you will, for this Latter Day revival. It sounds exciting to me. And I'm talking about an economic revival. We're talking right now about an economic resurgence, an economic revival. Specific steps and strategies. You talk about the investors and investment opportunities and the billions of rands that are available in terms of opportunities. How can one come and invest in Durban, particularly if we're talking about infrastructure development, we're talking about private sector partnership opportunities? What does those look like, and how do we engage others who may want to say, wow, I want to jump in and invest in Durban?
Yes. One of the things that we started to do was to ensure that we have empowering policies, right? We have the incentives policy. So we've packaged a number of incentives for investors who want to come to Durban. We give them rates rebate. We contribute to the infrastructure development for their projects. We ensure that we fast track the land assembly processes, the approval of their building plans, the construction permits, and all those things. It is all part of the package. So we facilitate as well a further private investments into their initiatives through marketing them as part of marketing Durban as a destination. Once they come in, we ensure that the products that they produce, to the extent that we can, we do buy them for our own operations. For example, a vehicle manufacturer down the south, I'm not going to mention the name here, when it's time for us to replace the fleet, we buy a whole host of vehicles there to ensure that they continue to be here, they create jobs, they empower our people. So these are part of the strategies. I've spoken about infrastructure to ensure that we create means of transporting goods and services, but of late we are also ensuring that we invest in the digital infrastructure for continuous engagement by our people. But what is also very interesting is that we are very clear that our people should not only be confined in the small, medium enterprises or in the informal economy. We are breaching that divide. We want our people to be also part of the formal economy, and deliberately so. We are not apologetic about it, because we believe that the only way we can uplift this economy and ensure that it benefits more people, it's when we as government intervene in that way.
And just in terms of how does, because I hear even at the reSURGEnce conference, supporting, sponsoring SMEs, I think probably about 4 or 5 of them, talk about the fact that they're going to Ghana for this SME conference with thousands of other business leaders. What are some of the tangible ways in which the city actually support these SMEs and these emerging enterprises and these, I'm just amazed when, there are 19-year-old young people at the conference who talk about starting their own enterprises while they were still in high school, and now they graduated from college and they employ 3 people and all of that. So how is the city supporting these businesses?
The young people that we have in this country, and certainly in Durban, that much I know, they are very enthusiastic. They don't want to wait for a very long time without doing anything productive. So we want to harvest that energy. We want to harvest it so much that we want to give them skills. We want to support them with bursaries to go to college. We want to link them for work experience with some of the projects that we do. We want to consume the produce. You heard me saying yesterday when we visited the exhibitors that I said to the team, I want us to buy detergents from that young person who was deploying, who was displaying, because they've taken time, they've taken energy and effort. They want to see their businesses grow. So if we don't consume their produce, we only give them skills and funding, but we then say, see it for yourself how you get to access the markets. That is how we are supporting them. We are supporting 10 of them that are going to Accra in Ghana to
Beautiful.
learn and also see how they can enhance their capabilities to manufacture and also be able to gain access to markets. We will continue and speak to some industries to also continue to support more so that we have a very functional SMME domain.
Well, I love it. So we're identifying some of these rising and thriving young entrepreneurs. Then we are facilitating how they are funded. Very importantly, because we've seen and know that a lot of, especially black-owned businesses get to grow and thrive because of the procurement opportunities that they get, whether it's from city government, from provincial government, from state government in the U.S., from federal government and the likes. So that's all key, that's important. Can we just talk about maybe some of the medium-sized enterprises, particularly if they're not local, but certainly identifying some of the black businesses? Are there opportunities for them, whether they are elsewhere in South Africa or on the continent, or even overseas? Are there opportunities for them to do business with the city as well as well as maybe to do business with the province and the likes?
Yeah, look, that's why in my statement I said reSURGEnce is not only for Durban. It's for anybody and everybody who lives in the mother continent and in the diaspora. Once the market opportunities are there, that much I know. It's a question of ensuring that we dismantle these trade barriers, the imaginary barriers that are there. And one of the things that we want to piggyback reSURGEnce on is the procurement indaba.
Got it.
So that we are able to see companies across the continent trading amongst themselves to ensure that ultimately we grow this economy. Yes, there are plenty of opportunities here. Obviously, there are certain requirements that have to be met in terms of the standards, the Bureau of Standards and all those things. Certain standards have to be met before people trade. I'm sure any country does require that. But part of the reSURGEnce support will be to ensure that people who want to trade, they meet all those basic minimum requirements before they are able to trade in any country.
Absolutely. Third largest city in South Africa, hopefully rising to the top. Obviously, then you've got two rivalry, two other cities that you're rivaling with, hopefully in a positive way. The largest convention center in South Africa, certainly here on the continent. Quite a number of major sports stadiums and arenas. What's the fast track to bring more tourism, strengthen the creative economy, utilizing all of these great facilities that already exist in Durban?
Tourism is our new gold mine, right? As a sector. And we have realized that it is becoming advanced, and we have to keep up with the world. So what we're doing is we have what we call destination marketing initiatives. We go to other parts of the world. We sell this particular tourism destination called Durban. We sell our culture. We sell our diversity, our cuisine, our the facilities, as we have rightly said, particularly at the Moses Mabhida Stadium, because we are saying we want to be the South Africa's playground, as they call it. But over time, we want to become the continent's and ultimately the world's a playground? Why can't we dream like that? So our facilities have to be in good order. Our facilities have to be able to accommodate a number of international sporting events. For example, we've got the COSAFA event that is going to be held here, and we want to basically piggyback on that to ensure that we sell our city further, and we have this Inkosi Albert Lutuli International Convention Center. We want to continue to draw as many events as possible to this one to ensure that our people become exposed to this city for different reasons.
And just one final closeout question. 5 year, 10 years, 20-year goals.
Right. We've got one overriding theme, the vision rather, that says Durban is going to become Africa's most caring and livable city by 2030. Now, 2030 is 5
5 years away.
Yeah. So, and by and large, when it was developed, this vision many years ago, a lot of things were not there. But if you go out, a lot more people have access to water, a lot more people are empowered. Of course, the population keeps on growing. But I'm very much convinced that those who were before we came, those who led the city have played their part to ensure that they put Durban to where it is now. So the major part sort of in the next 3 to 5 years is to ensure that we deal with the issue of water so that everybody has access to potable water, electricity, roads, as I said, so that we are saying we are a proper destination for people to come and invest in. Parallel to that, we will be ensuring that the principles of the reSURGEnce, which is empowerment of the masses, continues to happen. As Durban grows, our people must grow with it. Economically, that can't wait any longer. The next 3 to 5 years, those things must really happen. Then, long term, we want to claim our place as city's most, as the continent's most attractive city for tourists. We want to exploit our port. We want to ensure that blue economy does benefit the masses of the people in a sensible way. So all those programs are planned and are scaled up in that particular fashion.
Thank you so much. Again, the city manager for the city of Durban. We are here at the International Convention Center, just closing out this 2025 edition of the reSURGEnce Conference. Thank you for joining us. We will see you next time on reSURGEnce.
Thank you very much. Thank you.